movies and more movies today, actually.
Yeah.
I'm Brandon. I'm welcomed by Nick,
Hello.
Anthony,
Hey.
and John.
Howdy.
Boys, what are we drinking today?
I've got the southern half again from Arizona Wilderness. It's an IPA that's just for the southern half of the world for all of their hops. It's very dank, very smells of like hops, and it's got some citrusiness to it. Nice. I think it's a double IPA. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Double.
It's got that alcohol percentage though. I think it's like 9% or something like that.
Yeah,
It's up there.
I want to kick your butt.
It's a goodie.
So I got a Home Alone themed beer.
Oh yeah.
So it's from Rar Brewing. Thank you, Brandon.
Rar
Out of
XD.
order. Almost.
Sorry.
It's Turtle Doves. So it's a lactose sour based conditioned on cranberry, cinnamon, pie crust, and whipped cream. It's their take on a holiday cranberry pie, and it very much so.
I mean, it is red.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a nice color, and then it just tastes like Christmas. It's great.
And who does it have on the front of yours, Anthony? It is the, I believe it's the bird lady from Home Alone 2,
Makes
right?
sense
think
with the
so,
turtle
yeah.
doves.
Yeah. And then I am drinking a very similar one. It's a RAR. It's called Easy on the Soda, and it has Fuller on the front, and he's holding his Pepsi. Looks like he's about to piss his pants in the movie. But this shit is blue. It looks like blue Kool-Aid. It's supposed to be
It
like
tastes
a
color.
delicious, though. I had a sip earlier.
blue raspberry and like vanilla bean, so it's like a blue raspberry cream, but it's a soda one. So they added more carbonation to it.
It is.
I can't wait
it's
to try
good.
that. It's gonna be so good.
John, what you got?
Yeah.
Today I have something new. I have a Jones cane sugar soda, vanilla cream soda flavor. The cash refund value is 5 cents in the following states: Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New York, Maine, Iowa, and Hawaii.
So
And let's find our fortune.
we need to take a little
Shout out
vacation to
Hawaii.
get you those 5
I was about
cents.
to say, yeah, let's take a flight to Hawaii right now. Get that 5-cent cash refund.
it.
And our fortune. Back away from individuals who are impulsive.
Ooh.
Bye.
Ooh.
Just kidding.
Jones Soda is telling you don't be impulsive.
It is. Jones is working for me.
They want you to plan everything out.
I know, right?
No impulse.
Well, it's back away from people who are impulsive. So it's just like, yeah, get all of that out of your
Get
life.
that energy away from me.
But keep the Jones in your life.
Yeah, keep Jones in your life. Keep drinking this.
We'll give them the money.
Right. So what was new about this one? I thought you had a cream soda the last time.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But
I was thinking the same thing, but I
during the
wasn't gonna say
Discord
it.
one, you guys didn't catch it. I actually had a different Jones.
No, you're right. I didn't catch it.
I had a blue Jones.
But didn't you have a blue before?
Yeah, I thought you
though?
did.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Okay.
So it's new.
Okay.
Wait.
See, I'm
So
paying
you broke the
attention. I'm paying
pattern.
attention, bro. I've got a blue drink now.
That's true. That's true. We're caught up.
So confused.
Well, we can move on to the not so important news now. I have a couple for this week. Let me get these pulled up here real quick. I know the first one. I don't know if anybody else saw it, but there was a UFO over Oahu
No.
right around New
No.
Year's. It actually, people saw it hovering, and it was like a blue line. They said it was about a telephone pole's length. And it went straight into the ocean, I guess, after that. And then they were like talking
Isn't
about
that
it.
like the ending of Cloverfield?
Kind of, yeah. But yeah, that's it right there. There's a bunch of videos and shit.
UFOs. Yeah,
Interesting.
Tom DeLonge's work. Proud.
But yeah, it was
Bringing
like a
stuff out.
weird oblong thing, but they said it was moving really fast.
Yeah.
There's like a couple videos of it, but that was really interesting to start off the new year.
That is.
Right?
Yeah.
New Year's is peak activity for reportings and sightings.
Really?
Yep.
You think it's all the fireworks?
Yep. It's usually fireworks, atmospheric stuff. Those lanterns they release that float. They get mistaken for like the orange orb UFOs a lot.
That makes sense. Yeah,
Right.
that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Happy New Year.
I know, yeah,
New
right.
Year.
2021.
Happy New Year.
Finally.
Out of 2020.
Took long enough.
Right. I have a funny piece of news.
Okay. Bring it forward.
So the note that I put was asparagus psychic. So it's a old lady that thinks that she can tell the future when she throws her asparagus up, and like she reads the way it lands.
Is that like dowsing rods or something like that? Or it's
Sort of. I mean,
that's a picture. That's a glorious picture.
it's like Wolverine, but with asparagus and like a librarian looking lady.
Does it detail her accuracy?
I mean, not yet, but her nickname is Mystic Veg.
All right.
She's 65.
Yep.
Okay, and does she have it to where like it's kind of like tea leaves, like she can read like symbols in it and explain, or is it just like yes or no, like fortune type stuff?
Like flip a coin, basically.
Yeah,
Kind
I don't know.
of.
I'm just thinking of that scene in Stardust. Have any of you guys seen that? Where it's like, am I going the right direction? They throw the... Okay, never mind. Reference lost.
I guess she predicted about the royal family. She said that there would be at least 2 divorces.
Yeah, that sounds like modern...
Yeah, I mean, that's not much of a
Yeah,
prediction.
I know. I think she's just throwing shit out there and throwing asparagus up, too.
Right.
And just hoping both
Just like
of them
tying it to
stick.
something, but it's, see?
She goes on to do about more celebrities and politics and stuff. But yeah, she's just throwing asparagus up and seeing how it lands, and then that's pretty much how she's calling it.
Is there a method to her madness? Like, does she explain how she reads them in that?
Not in that
Not in that article?
that I have. No, but
Okay, that's weird.
yeah,
Right?
No,
Mystic Veg.
Of all things, like, I guess a tea leaf is like whatever, but asparagus?
yeah. It's
Like, how
it
is, like,
lands in a
this is
diagonal
the
line.
thing.
It's like, oh no, shit, it's bad luck.
It's like picking up a
Swastika of
penny.
asparagus. Oh no.
That's what the Jones is trying to warn us about. We got to stay away from Mystic Veg.
Yeah, I don't
her
want
out.
to be around Mystic Veg. Dude.
Oh, goodness. No impulse decisions
No.
there.
No.
No.
Another one I had: squirrel attacks in Queens, New York. This one was actually there was a really funny quote. This lady was like, "It wanted blood." About a squirrel,
What?
dude. She was talking about a squirrel, and she was like, "It wanted blood."
Did she piss off the squirrel or something?
No, I guess this has happened to at least, it said 20 or 30 residents in Queens since like Thanksgiving.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's weird. It's a
And
little terrifying.
They're like literally left, like it showed a picture and there was like bloody snow all over from like people getting fucked up by squirrels, dude.
They're getting into some type of those. Someone like left some coke somewhere. So I can
Yeah,
go,
dude,
no
like-
coke. What's a drug that makes you crazy? Meth. Someone left some
Meth
meth
and
out
coke.
there.
Any one of those would probably drive a squirrel
PCP.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Squirrel on PCP.
Yeah. PCP squirrels, ketamine
What's-
squirrels.
Yep.
God. Ugh. Yeah.
That's my news. I mean,
That's
I saw squirrel attacks and I was like, whoa. We've had squirrel beer, we've had drunk squirrels, and now we have fighting squirrels. What else
the
can
trilogy.
we get for squirrels, you know?
Well,
I think 2021 is going to have some good stuff for squirrel news.
I think so. It's going to be the year for it.
Yeah, I really do. Come up for it.
Today is also Will's birthday.
Yes,
Oh,
happy
yeah,
birthday,
happy
Will.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
So he told me a news piece earlier in the week, and we were trying to think of how we can get him to share it, but I'm just going to share it for him. So he was saying that Quick Trip is now going to start charging for their air.
For the tires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's sad my brain went to like oxygen.
Yeah, me too. I was like,
walk
dude,
in the
No,
building.
I was like tires.
how? Do they charge you by the minute you're in the convenience store? Like, they're like, dude, I counted that you at least took 60 breaths since you walked in, motherfucker. Like,
Can you
60. What were they doing?
$6.
Jumping around?
Right?
can you guys guess the reason
You
why?
do jumping jacks.
No.
Inflation.
Wow.
He said he was going to call in and hang up after that punchline.
Wow.
Yep. That is for him for his birthday.
Fuck your birthday.
Happy birthday.
Wow, man.
Oh,
fuck your
God.
birthday. Man.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday and fuck your birthday.
I liked it. I thought that was a good one.
That is a good one.
I needed to share it.
No, but
That
are
is
they
a good
really are they really charging for their air now?
No.
Okay. I was curious. I'm
He
like,
just wrote that pun, I think, and really wanted to deliver it for us. And
That was pretty good though.
Yeah.
I can't knock it. I can't knock it. No.
Yeah, he called me at work on like Tuesday afternoon. I had like 2 missed calls from him. I was like, oh shit.
Like,
Like,
this needs to happen.
and I
So
stepped out real
excited
quick
about
and he was like, I really need to tell you this. And he told me, and I was like, well, that's weird. You know, why are they charging? He's like, inflation.
Damn.
Did you get it like immediately, or did you like do what me and Anthony did
No,
and
it
kind of think
took a
about
second.
it?
I was like, oh.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh man,
Shane.
that was.
Shane, pass them in.
Oh,
We
cookies,
forgot
dude.
about the Home Alone cookies. Yeah.
It's a big responsibility being the
I
first
know, right?
It's like passing the Olympic torch.
Right.
Thank you,
Right
Katie
in
and
the
Shane.
middle. Oh yeah.
So we have these beautiful Home Alone special cookies because this is our Home Alone special.
It is.
They're gingerbread. They're shaped like houses. We're Home Alone.
Yeah.
We were Home Alone a couple weeks ago, but we're going to talk about Home Alone today. 1 and 2.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all there ever was made.
Yeah. No debates today. Maybe a little bit of debates, but not really anything crazy. You know, just more talking about the movie.
Maybe. Potentially, there won't be anything crazy.
I don't have any, so if you're throwing some, let's do it. But what do we have? What are we starting with, guys?
Well, the OG, Home Alone 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with Home Alone 1, I took some notes while I was watching. Just some random thoughts that I had. That Home Alone 1, basically it was, it was, 1990? And, or 1992? I forgot. No, 1990. And it basically was like a quintessential 90s kid, like right from the start. Like the first time you're introduced to Kevin, it's like in the room, he's got the attitude. It's like, God, Sonic isn't even out yet, but he's got that like 90s Sonic attitude.
Sega.
Sega. And all of that. And like just the slang that they use in that first scene is just like the funniest thing. Like the whole intro to the movie is so iconic. That first one with them all running around the house and Joe
fast
Pesci all
it
just
is.
like, anybody home? It's like, if it was a random adult yelling at that nowadays, it's like, what are you doing in my house?
Right?
That's one of the
Get
notes
out
I
of
had,
here.
dude. I
I was
was
just
like,
like, what?
random stranger just standing in your home, like, and nobody gave a single fuck.
I know, everyone
Yeah,
was just
exactly.
way too busy going on with their stuff. I'm like, there's a suspension of disbelief, but
Yeah.
like,
Well, especially being like
go overboard with it.
somebody in like uniform, like
Right.
a police officer. Like, surely you would be
you'd be
like,
like, is everything all right?
Yeah,
Is there a
like-
reason you're here?
yeah, like what's
Some
happening?
concern.
Yeah.
Just like,
I know it wasn't,
completely
like-
oblivious.
Late 80s and 90s when they were filming that, but still, wow, it's just so
Yeah.
different. And then like, what was it, $120 for like 10 pizzas?
That's
Right.
yes.
That's like so
We
cheap.
did the
Right,
math.
$12
They-
a pizza.
$12 a pizza, yeah.
They had, it was like 12 pizzas or something like that.
Or 10 pizzas, 12 a piece, right? Or no,
Yes,
what was the other way
they
around?
had 10 Zaz at $12 a piece.
There it is.
Equals $122. That's not including tax. They had 14 people. We counted out the people. They had 14 people, and they had 10 pieces of pizza. There were 10 pizzas,
Yeah, that's
and
so
those
much
weren't
food.
small pizzas.
I know,
either.
like
right.
they're leaving the next day. You usually like hold pizza over.
Yeah,
you know?
and they're leaving to. They were going to where, France that time.
Yeah.
France.
Yeah. So I mean, think about how you're going to be gone for 2 weeks. That pizza's definitely not going to be good.
No.
That's way too much pizza.
Yeah.
And I know they spill milk on a lot of it, but
Yeah.
or
but
no,
still,
does milk
you
get
don't-
on the pizza or does it just get on the
I think
ticket?
it's like the ticket, yeah.
Just, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The passport, actually.
Well, passport, yeah.
And then he has to put his passport in the fucking microwave. That's another one of my...
yeah, passport.
He
I'm
puts
like,
his goddamn
what?
passport in the... What the fuck is that, man?
Hairdryer.
Did you see that shit?
Yeah, just
That
like,
one
oh,
over my head.
your passport got wet. Put it in the
Yeah,
microwave.
they got the milk on it, and then they're like, oh, yeah, just put that in the microwave. Just put some paper in there.
It was so confusing that I put
That
it
shit won't
literally
light
as
on
a
fire.
note, wet passports, microwave question mark, and I had to ask Brandon, I'm like, what the does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was so
Yeah.
confused by that note. I'm like, what is this?
How much pizza costs in every state? We got a nice little interesting diagram here.
Yes, we do.
Because like the cheapest pizza other than like Little Caesars, like the local stuff,
They're in Illinois.
is Illinois. Let's see, where is that? Illinois,
Illinois.
$11.45.
$11.45 at 10 pizzas. So, dude, it's even more expensive than I calculated, dude.
But this is
about
also
you?
1990s money, so $12 that could buy a lot more 30 years ago. So
That's true. But I mean, still, like, why would you need
they
that?
tip him?
That
did they? Okay.
Yeah, they
Because
tip.
you always said plus tip.
Yeah, plus the tip. And then he does the little
No. That's
Yeah,
that's
the in
Rob
Home Alone
Schneider.
2.
Yeah, 'cause
yes,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
yes. My boy Rob. Yes, we'll get to him later.
But yeah, so I thought that was a little crazy about all the pizzas.
Or how about the fact that like, I guess like Kevin's kind of like mouthy with the way he talks, but I feel like it's kind of warranted because everyone is unnaturally mean to him.
That family is
Like,
Yeah,
they're
they're
just
like
like
dog shit.
They just like, and then like the uncle just
Uncle
like
Frank.
He is like the biggest douche in that family, and he's just like, you ruined everything, you little jerk. Like,
we
who says
just-
that to a little kid?
Fuck Uncle Frank.
Yeah,
Dude.
he's
Yeah.
such.
Fuck Uncle
I think so.
The only good thing that came from that character is just like from the second one because of like the whole dancing.
Yeah, and the words he uses when he catches him in the shower at the beginning of the second one, in order for Kevin to reuse it later, is so specific. You little
Right.
pervert, and I'm just like, would you call your nephew a pervert? Because that implies it's
Yeah,
so.
that implies so many.
Yeah,
bad,
it
awful-
makes different, like more sense with Tim Curry in the second one, but just that first time using it, I'm like, wow, that's a little weird.
Yeah.
So,
but
no,
you're
yeah.
talking to a kid, right?
Screw Uncle Frank.
speaking of Tim Curry, one of the trivias I found, the second one was actually made into a novel. They novelized it, and then they made it into an audiobook later that was narrated by Tim Curry.
No.
Oh
way.
goodness, really?
That's
Kinda
awesome.
cool.
I wonder if it's on Audible. But yeah. I also have Kevin he gets really like stressed out about packing his suitcase, but then he's able to do like everything else in the film. Like
Right? That suspension of disbelief.
I know,
bro.
and you just really have to stretch that thin for some of the bits to work. Especially did I finish the table events? I tried to write out the sequence of events, the very specific events for the first film to stuff, where like the power outage led to I have it all.
Right, it's
that,
its whole sequence.
and it's like they had to go to the other place because they called it's. Yeah, we'll get to that eventually, but man, suspension of disbelief has to be stretched
That's-
pretty hard for
That's
some of
all
these
this
circumstances.
movie is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, okay, you have to think about the sequence of events that leads the McAllisters to leaving Kevin at home. Like it's all just like, okay, so this had to happen to have the alarm go off, and this had to happen for Kevin to be upstairs, and this had to happen for them to miss him counting, and this had to happen for this.
I have that there's the power outage, which makes them sleep in, which also causes them to have to call the neighbors because the power outage is also a phone line outage. So they have to call the neighbors, which then has answering machines on the neighbor's house. So when the wet bandits are robbing the neighbors, then they learn that the McAllisters actually aren't there. And then it's like the spill also causes the loss of ticket, which then has Kevin be upstairs to where they forget about him, and it's just like the neighborhood kid. So she counted herself twice when she's counting all that. So she counts the neighborhood kid and she counts herself twice. So I tried rewatching it and I couldn't figure out like how she was getting the number that she was getting.
Fucked her up.
But then let's see. Neighbors. Okay, yeah, that's basically about all that I got.
For like the
Yeah, for like that very specific sequence of events for them to forget
Yeah.
Kevin. I have something about Marley too,
then-
but I can't read my own handwriting.
well,
So.
they don't even catch it till they get there, and then they're passing the luggage, right? Or is this the one where I'm getting the two mixed?
You're probably
up?
getting the two mixed up.
I'm getting the two
Yeah.
mixed up. That's two where
That's
they
two
don't
is
do
the luggage.
They're like,
Kevin's
oh, we
not
did
here.
it again.
They
Kevin's not
realize
here.
it on
No,
the
it's on the
plane.
plane,
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
on the plane.
Because he kept saying like, "Oh, they forget something," and that's like
And
one
then
of my other things where it's
Yeah.
like, that they remember about something else before. I don't remember.
They left the garage door open. That's what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
And they couldn't have gotten to the airport. Their cars are there.
Yeah.
Which I can understand. A kid, he's supposed to be 8 in this first one.
Well,
And I think
just like the
Macaulay
kid
Culkin was 10 when they filmed it, but still, even
He
an
was 9.
8-year-old, just
I still
like...
think that's a little bit of a stretch. 'Cause I feel like at that point it would have some concept like you can't take the car. There's not enough room for you to take the cars because that's why they're getting the shuttle. And I feel like that would have been discussed with the family. So the fact he doesn't know about that,
Well, he's also a kid. He doesn't really think about that.
Yeah,
that
probably
I
didn't
can see.
really.
with.
I still think it's. I get it. He's a kid, but I think it's still somewhat of a stretch.
Also, he wishes his entire family's gone. He thinks his wish comes true, and then he just like goes on
Right.
about it. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
he
I'm
just
by
goes,
myself.
fuck
he's
it.
just blatantly okay with murdering his family.
So here's my question.
He's like not okay, but then he is.
I mean, he's pretty okay with it. He's dancing around or jumping on the bed.
If the garage door was open, why didn't the bandits enter through the garage door?
Well,
Yes.
their garage is a separate building.
Oh.
And
Like
then
they have that
that's
back
true.
door. Yeah, they have
That's
that
true.
Chicago house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that Midwest. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the
Dude,
door,
for
like,
a second,
within the
I was
interior
like,
could be locked.
I have no.
No, it's
rebuttal
because they have
to
the
this,
front
man.
door and the back door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
that's right.
garage is his own little separate
Yeah,
unit.
They have that
makes sense.
recessed entrance too, where it's like almost like
To
a
the basement? Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes
No, they actually do a pretty good job of like showing the layout of the house across the film, like between all the different scenes.
They so you know the actual map of like that they show
That he like rolls out.
he rolls out and then he's
Yeah.
like drawn on and shit.
Yeah.
I guess Macaulay Culkin actually drew that map.
Oh, nifty.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Get to actually have him drawn out. So.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, like all the stuff he does in that little sequence at the end is kind of insane. The most thing is that he cleans it up before his parents get home, like a
Right.
couple hours later. Because cleaning tar off of stairs, that's probably the hardest thing to clean up.
He wouldn't have been able to do
And all the
that,
feathers, too, because that was the first one, right? With the feathers and the tape. Yeah.
dude. I think
Yeah,
so,
because like you open the door and
Yeah. Oh, goodness. But something the movies do a lot is like both movies have massive time dilation to where like they will do stuff in X amount of time and then like we'll go like the mom will do all these things and then like the family will get there in like a 9-hour flight and it's just like the movies just mess with time like they're gone like what a day or two before Christmas so the entire movie happens in like 2 days. But it's just like so much happens and like to try and like plan it out in real life like there's no way you could drive plus do all this plus show all these scenes and it's just like man the suspension of disbelief.
all over, man. The one I had a funny note when he wakes up and he turns the TV on. The TV, like one of the first things it says is your Santa is intoxicated.
Oh, because it's Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah. And I was just like, that's just funny. It's just a funny line to leave in.
That
It's
is.
just like, your Santa's drunk as shit.
So do both movies have Miracle on 34th Street? Because I know both movies have It's a Wonderful Life playing in French and Spanish when they're in the
Yeah.
two different places. But
I'm not sure.
I think so.
okay.
I know that they both use that fake gangster movie.
I know Angels with Filthy Souls
Yes,
and Angels
Angel-
with Filthy Souls Part
Filthier
2.
Souls.
Filthier
Filthier
Souls, that's
Souls,
what it is, yeah. Dude, speaking of that scene, VHS audio quality, 1990. You think anybody would think that was actual gunfire?
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Even if like the amazing sound system at the Plaza Hotel, do you think anybody would think that would be real gunfire?
Crank that to a nice 55.
That's a little insane,
Right.
but funny. And I love how everyone hits the statue out front.
Oh, right,
Oh,
yeah. That's
yeah,
absolutely wrecked. And I actually have multiple notes about that for both movies.
I did as well. I was like, little Nero guy nailing the statue.
And so does the shuttle people. They hit the statue.
Yep. That statue's been seen some shit, man.
Doesn't the OK van hit the statue at some point, or am I tripping?
I don't think that one does.
Marvin and Harry.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe because I know that they like pull into the garage space there when they actually start their heist. They don't go up to the front door.
No.
I feel like it was hit 3 times. I think it was the Nero Pizza, the shuttle, and then I don't remember. I actually don't
That's where I
remember.
thought it was
The
Marvin
third
Harry,
one-
but I'm not.
Because the third one, I think it was in the second movie. Because I literally have a note, statue still getting wrecked. So,
Yeah.
The dad just has to put it up every single time.
You know, or the person driving. Usually, you're introduced to it. That's already on the ground. They're just like pulling it up, like
Yeah,
they hit it. Oh man.
so how about Kevin being an absolute legend with a BB gun when he's setting up like all the action figures for like the little shoot for the laundry?
Yeah, dude.
Just first time every time.
He's
That was
got those
pretty nuts.
PvP skills.
Right, especially considering it's like I can't pack a suitcase. It's like the same thing. Like can't pack a suitcase, but BB
You
gun.
can play Duck Hunt for
sharp-
days.
Right, sharpshooter.
I have a little fun thing I noticed. When he's at home and he's watching Angels with Filthy Souls, he's got all of the like Pepsi products and like Frito-Lay and everything. There's something called Frito-Lay Crunch Taters right there. And I'm like, dude, that sounds delicious. I don't know what it is.
Dude, oh my
But-
fucking God, it
That
does.
sounds great.
I want Frito-Lay.
I wonder if those were a real thing at one point in time.
I need to
Because that's Crunch Taters. I'm like,
we special order a bag of Crunch Taters, dude.
We should be able to.
John, Can you get us a bag of crunch taters? Do you have a source?
I'll work on it. I think Shane's working on it too. Looks like.
Maybe it was a real thing. It's just
Remember
before our
Frito-Lay
time.
Crunch taters?
Yeah.
Dude, it's got a little gator on it.
Huh.
Daddy
69
Crisp?
Yeah,
cents.
see,
Do you
and then
see
they have-
Daddy Crisp? What is Daddy Crisp?
Daddy Chris.
On Amazon.
Remember
They're
those
on
crunch
Amazon.
taters?
Oh, no, this is just
Lay's kettle
Lay's
cooked
kettle
potato
cooked
chips.
jalapeno. I still like those. Those are pretty good.
crunch taters are?
Really?
Oh, because I'm
Okay.
Wow.
They're just the kettle cooked. Okay, that makes sense.
Wow.
Just the branding is different over the years, but yeah. I just had that note. I saw that and I'm like, dude, crunch taters sound delicious.
What is a Daddy Crisp? I mean,
I
don't know if I want to know.
I want to know.
Now we're just getting to 90s food, which is just ridiculous stuff. But I just
Daddy
thought
Chris
potato
potato chips.
We'll stop at Daddy Crisp.
Okay.
But, dude, what is this
Whoa.
commercial?
kids eating in like a theater or something
That's
like
Looks
that.
like it.
I mean, they look like just regular, like maybe salt and vinegar.
Discontinued chips, huh?
Yeah, crispy and tasty. I saw a UK
YouTube
video.
link. Oh goodness.
Crunchy
Gotta love that
taters.
4x3
Crunchy
resolution.
taters. Oh, dude.
Oh, I thought it was his hair moving. I didn't realize it was her hand.
It's just a guy eating a bag of chips. He's holding an acoustic guitar.
Of
And there's a
course.
creepy girl just kind of like around him.
I think she's wanting to steal his crunch taters.
His cookie crisps.
His daddy crisps.
Oh,
His daddy crisps.
she's
Oh,
giving her the
shit,
kiss.
dude.
Oh.
He said, bitch, you get away from my daddy crisps.
that's right. I guess
Love your daddy?
Love your daddy
It
at
said,
the end.
love your daddy, dude. What in the fuck is this commercial? What are these, dude?
Oh,
that's creepy.
Daddy crisps
as hell.
exist?
You have to put that up in the corner here.
Yeah, I think we need it on the table.
Yeah.
A box of Daddy Crisp.
Oh, no.
Here's my 15-second ad read. Our podcast is also sponsored by Little Ox Tech, building cost-effective websites for small businesses, creators, or even podcasts. Like, I can't read it, dude. It's hurting my eyes. It's too far away. The glasses aren't strong enough. Visit Little Ox Tech today and mention the podcast to receive 33% off Little Ox Tech, a website for your whatever.
Recording.
Oh.
Wonder when it cut out.
Oh, we can glue that back together.
We're back. Sergeant Balzac.
Yep.
Do we
Yeah.
know when that cut out? Well, shit.
Looks like at about 28 minutes.
There you go. Okay. So we're back into it.
28
Back
minutes
in.
sounds right.
Yes.
I don't think
Yeah.
we missed a lot.
No, you were good.
I
Make it
don't know
work.
when we started, so.
So I don't know about, like, mine's pretty much like in order of events. So like
Yeah.
the next thing I have is Poor Spider, and that's just like while all the
I know, right?
craziness
That's
is happening,
Tarantula.
and then Kevin just like tosses it on Marv, and he just like freaking loses it. But seriously, that spider just didn't deserve all that trauma.
Something I read was that the spider was real and it was not harmed at any point. Neither were the pigeons in the second one. The pigeons were all actual, like, it's gonna sound weird, professional pigeons. They were like owned by movie production, so they weren't like natural New York pigeons. Like they were basically paid ones brought in. So
Right, trained ones. That's good.
Wow.
I guess that's good for consistency, so this way they don't have to worry about freaking filming
yeah,
50 times just to get one scene done.
Would you ever have a pet pigeon?
absolutely. I actually helped raise a little pigeon.
Oh.
Yeah,
Really?
landed on
Where's he
my
at now?
neighbor's air conditioning unit. So my complex has the ones that are like mounted in the wall, and pigeons like to roost up there. So I would like, the mom had a hard time and like left early, and the little like dude was up there. So I'd like bring him like little like Tupperware cups of seed, and then eventually he just grew up and flew away.
Oh.
Where do you think he's at now?
Taking a shit on everyone's car.
He's a paid pigeon. He did pretty well.
He's
He's living the high life.
He's
Yeah.
in Home Alone 8 now.
right.
Goodness.
He's living it big.
Yes.
You raised him well.
All right. What's your next note there, Anthony?
That one's not a good one. This one we kind of already touched on before, just like with Nero's with the statue, just blatantly just right into it. Oh, how about this? After shaving his face twice, he had issues with, or after he's an aftershave on his face twice, he did the whole infamous scene of
Yeah.
But it's the fact that there's no reason why that should be hurting him, because aftershave on its own does literally nothing. It's because you shaved and then used it afterwards. That's the whole reason why it would burn. So that scene makes no sense
I know,
both
it's
times.
such a big plot hole.
Like, it just, after watching back at it, I was like,
wouldn't have
because as a
shaved
kid,
anything,
I was like, yeah, that makes sense, because like in my brain, I'm like, he shaved, but
The
he
only
didn't.
thing I'm thinking of is he's just like mimicking his dad. He's
Right.
watched his dad
Yeah,
do it so
exactly.
much. He's
So
just
that
like,
part- that makes
I'm
it
the
make
man
sense.
of the house. Now I've got to do it. Which is
Yeah.
such a weird scene to be such like an iconic like box art. He's like, oh yeah, he's putting aftershave on his face. It's not like his house is being robbed or he's home alone. It's him. He's shaving.
Right.
So
that's
that's what I
like-
always thought it was.
Yeah, you
I always
like
thought he was
associate it.
like, oh no.
See,
Yeah.
I just thought like he was when I was younger. I always thought it burned because it was aftershave, and that's what I was told. Like aftershave hurts.
But then getting older, that's when I realized, I'm like, oh, that makes no sense. He didn't actually shave, and then aftershave doesn't actually on its own burn you. So I'm like, what? I never thought of it that way, though, that he's mimicking his dad. That's a good point, though. Just like to kind of break away from the suspension of disbelief. Like, there actually is a reason why he would do that, even though it's not actually burning his face. So that's good, actually. Good call. But how about his irrational fear of the furnace? That's never really explained.
That's weird.
Like, he has those two
Well,
instances with it, and then it just never touched
I
on
mean,
again.
they kind of like show that it looks like a face. It's dark, and who has mannequins in their basement?
That's
I mean,
true.
right? That's
That-
terrible. I had
that's the
mannequins
freaky
written
part.
down. Like, what the hell? That's terrifying.
So the thing that always got me about the furnace, was it supposed to be like implied that it was like, I don't know, were they doing something kind of fictional when they would show it like opening like that? And
I think that was his imagination.
Yeah.
But they just don't. They don't really have any other like dream sequences or anything.
that's
like
what
that.
I mean. Is it's like,
so
was that like,
it's weird. It's like I always thought like, oh, the furnace is haunted.
but,
That's
and
why
I
I
never
was
seen a
that growing
furnace
up.
like that either. So
Well,
I
because
was
we're in
wondering,
Arizona,
like,
we don't need
exactly.
furnaces.
Is
Like,
that
for
something
me,
they
just
do?
being in a basement would be freaky, but like being like with the mannequins, like I feel like that being in a basement and then also mannequins, but that would be the fear-inducing thing. Like a furnace, I'm like, oh, this is the thing that heats the house.
Yeah.
Like I guess as a kid, like that wouldn't bother me, but I guess it's to each his own. Everyone has different like fears that like they develop as a kid. That's just irrational. So yeah.
All right.
Maybe he's afraid of being thrown in.
That would be scary. You're right.
That'd be heavy. That's pretty.
I'd be afraid of that.
I bet it's his uncle.
Which one? Oh, God.
Right.
Uncle
Frank is
Frank.
gonna throw him in there, dude.
No,
He's
that's
like,
terrifying.
you little pervert! Ah!
So, we ready to move on talking about the second one just for a quick second before we
I
get
would
into
love.
it?
I like the second one more.
But before we go to the second one, because I think I have one more note.
Okay. So I finished all my notes for the first one.
So the last note I have for the first one is how the really real talk he has with the older dude, his neighbor.
Yes.
Uncle Marley, old man
Yeah,
Marley.
like he has like a really, really real talk with him in the church, and it's like that completely like the whole issue with him and like his son seeing his granddaughter, like that like subplot that like just like at the end of the movie just kind of gets resolved and he gets to see her again or like be part of the family. It came from a little kid. There's a kid that didn't want to pack a suitcase, but then at the same time could also do all these elaborate traps, but also have the insight to help this old man fix his life with his family. Like that was like I did not expect that. Like watching it as an adult, I'm like, what?
What?
It was real. I mean, it was good, and it's like
I mean, I guess as like Brandon said, it's kind of more of like a Macaulay Culkin type thing, not just like a regular Kevin McAllister. He's not a normal 8 or 9 year old. He's a kid who's gone through a lot of stuff, who does a lot of weird things. Who he might be mimicking his family and everything, and just repeating stuff, and just gone through some shit in the last day or so for that point in time. So
right.
He was clearly mirroring Uncle Frank's ability to empathy, his emotional intelligence, and
Right.
all right.
Get out of here, yo!
no,
fuck.
I like your point though that he does do a lot of like imitating of his like family and stuff. And he really, it does capture that he's like smarter or more in tune with stuff than most kids for sure.
Being the youngest stuff, I think he has a brother and a sister. He's got like 3 or 4 cousins, so it's just that whole family.
It's like anything
Fuller.
to stand out.
Fuller.
What the
Yeah.
best?
So I got a good Fuller trivia.
Oh goodness.
So in Home Alone 2, they actually had an endorsement of Coca-Cola products instead.
Yes, I noticed that. I had that written down.
But in Home Alone 1, it's Pepsi products.
Yes.
So Fuller's candy's drinking of soda changes between the movies.
I didn't notice
Yeah,
that.
I noticed that because I watched them back to back. So I'm like, he's drinking Coke now, not Pepsi, and they don't have
We
Frito-Lay
did too, and I
products.
didn't notice that at all.
I was like,
On this can, it's Pepsi.
that must be from Home Alone 1 then.
Yeah.
Home Alone 2 is endorsed by Coke.
It's Prime, they can make a sequel of that beer and just have it with the other.
Right.
Yeah, same.
Yours is from the sequel.
Yeah, two
That's
turtle
true.
doves.
Yeah, I love the second one.
Yep. Me
So
too.
the Tiger Electronics Talk Boy, you can still buy it.
Can you really?
Yep. It's
much is
basically it ranges. You can get like used ones for like $50, but ones in the box go up to like $600.
Jeez.
And they're always Home Alone 2 Tiger Electronics Talk Boy. I was just curious about them. Like, this is just a toy commercial.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I was going through a lot of my boxes and I found an old like Star Wars communicator that was from Tiger Electronics. I'm like, like I know that.
That's amazing.
But yeah.
I remember those Star Wars communicator things.
Mm-hmm.
Those were sick.
But yeah. For the second one, I also feel like the suspension of disbelief, it was even harder to begin with because he unplugs just that single alarm clock.
Yeah.
And that causes the entire family to be late. I'm like, were they all just really waiting on him? And no one in this, like 15 people are an early riser or rise with the sun or anything like
Right.
that.
They're all dependent on that one
dependent on
alarm.
that one because he unplugs it to give him like the charger or something like that.
That's why I had let the alarm issue happen again.
I know, right?
Literally learn nothing.
And it's just that one room. It's not like it's the entire house this time.
Right.
Yeah, there's like
So-
15 people, dude.
Right? And like no one thought maybe have 2
Yeah.
or 5. Like
And no one's an early riser out of
Yeah.
15 people. Like,
I know, right?
no one's waking up a
Fuller is.
little early. Yeah.
Yeah,
At
Fuller
least
is
Fuller is, man.
Fuller's definitely going a few times in the night, dude.
Yeah, he's going a few times in the
Which
night.
Culkin
and
is Fuller? Do we
Kieran.
remember? Kieran?
Kieran.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got our Culkin straight,
We
finally.
do. We're Copeland experts on this podcast.
Culkin. You're adding an extra L there.
What did I say?
You said Colklin.
That's it, right?
Colkin.
Culkin.
Whoa.
Colkin. Yeah, I thought you were an expert.
Yeah, not
You
Culkin.
literally-
I now I can't even say it the way you said it.
Colkin.
Whipped cream.
It's
Are you guys serious right now?
Yes,
Yeah.
dead ass.
It's not
Col-
Copeland?
I don't get that. Dead
No.
is your ass?
Culkin.
The
dead?
Clin at the no, it's no Clin. No
Copeland.
Clin.
No cap.
Clin.
Colkin.
No cap.
It's Colkin, dude. Where the fuck are you
See?
getting this extra L, bruv?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
C-U-L-K-I-N.
Yeah, you're adding an L.
I'm having
before
like a
that.
Mandela effect moment.
Yeah, you do K-L-I-N. It's not that.
Bernstein Bears,
Yeah.
bruv. You're having one of those.
The Barnstein Bears. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which one actually is it? Because I used to read all
Jesus
those growing
Christ.
up.
The so-called the fucking professional.
Don't be the
The
dog.
professional.
You ever look at a word long enough and it doesn't look right anymore?
Macaulay
Every
is one of
Pokemon.
those words for me.
For me-
Macaulay?
Macaulay just doesn't look like right.
Right.
But there's
Yeah.
only one L in Macaulay.
And it has so many A's.
Yeah,
I
that,
feel like
that's
I'm
a name
being
that's
attacked
it's
by
easier to
A's.
pronounce it when I don't see it.
Ugh, God, that's a lot of A's.
This Culkin thing is freaking me out. dude. It's not Colklin.
No,
It's not.
No, you said that last time, and I thought I just heard you
the
wrong.
pilot.
Yeah, I thought
What,
I
we
just
talk
heard
about
you
the
wrong.
Copelands?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
Colkin.
But I feel like you said it multiple ways, and I think that's why we also
Yeah.
didn't say anything because like I think you like caught yourself, and I guess not.
No.
Like we thought, like at least I thought you caught yourself. Just like it was just like a slip, just because like I pronounce stuff wrong all the time too. But so I figured you like said it the one way, realized it, and then went back. But that could have just made me imagining. I don't know. It's all good.
Say all three of their names.
I
Culkin.
can't.
Kieran Culkin,
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yep.
I can't think.
Yeah.
Rory
Whoa, this
Culkin.
one-
Rory Culkin.
Rory.
Yep.
Yes.
That sounds okay to you. Colkin,
Yeah.
not
It's
Colklin.
Culkin. Yeah.
Yes. Culkin.
Clin does not sound right.
Colkin.
It's always been Culkin.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting back to Home Alone 2.
We just broke his earth.
I said that once he gets to New York after basically the same sequence of events, roughly, he gets in there, he like teleports around New York. Like in the morning, he goes like from the south side to like the upper west side to Central Park. He just like goes all around. Like, dude, and he does it all before like lunch.
Right. And it's a
just,
kid
like,
that's I don't think ever has been there.
Goes
so
up-
how would he possibly know how to get
goes
around?
up to the top of the World Trade Center, World Trade.
Oh, does he?
Yep.
it?
Yep.
Oh,
And
no,
it's
he
just-
does. Yeah, he does that
Yep.
aerial shot.
And
you're
my
right.
nephew asked, he's like, "Oh, what's that?" I'm like,
Yeah, that's not a conversation I want to have.
"Yeah, we just let it ride." It's like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, how about, did anyone notice what the gate number was when they were going?
17.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Sure was.
amazing, dude. That's amazing.
Of course, it's gate 17.
Right?
Italian bad luck.
sorry for my spacing off. Shane put in the window Macaulay Cluckin.
Yeah, and it pulled up a picture of
That's
like
what
a
that
little
was.
chicken guy. It was fucking amazing.
Thank you.
But yeah,
The second one, though, I definitely like the New York vibe of it. I like that he's exploring a little bit more and that it's out of the house a little bit.
do we want to get
more.
into this right now?
It's time.
All right, so I'm not a big fan of the second one because of the repetition. The only thing that makes it really good for me is Tim Curry.
What about Schneider?
Well, and well, that whole like Tim Curry, Rob
Yeah, the
Schneider,
whole-
like all of
The
that.
hotel.
The whole hotel crew is good.
But like,
Hotel is most of them.
And also, who else was in the hotel, guys?
We know.
Who made a cameo?
We know.
Donald Trump. Yes.
I don't know.
Down the hall on the left, or
Yep.
is it the right?
I guess he owned that hotel during that period. Was supposed to be the gag of it. From 88 to 95, I think he owned the Plaza Hotel.
I believe you're right.
Supposed to be like, oh look, that's the owner of the hotel.
Yeah.
Then like
Right.
20 years later, we're like,
They ended up having to censor that shit.
really?
I heard
They
that.
cut
that-
it out of like
I did
certain
hear that too,
TV like channels that were showing the movie.
Like
It's
that's
really interesting.
And my mom actually
Seems
mentioned
a
that. I'm
little
like, I don't.
excessive.
I'm like the one that like when I watched it with Brandon, but I was like, oh, we have the Blu-ray copy that we were watching, so that would make more sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, my biggest issue with the second one is just how many beat for beat repeats there are. Just like you just take this first one and copy it and
Make it
change it,
better.
and but it's just as like it's not enough to, because the first one you had to do the suspension of disbelief so much that the second one is like to do it again, it adds in a whole nother layer to it. I guess after watching it all, I'm like, I guess they're just two different types of flavors. Do you like vanilla or do you like chocolate? Do you like the home more Christmassy setting, or do you like the New York kind of more sightseeing type setting type
Yeah.
thing? Just because for Marv and Harry to be there, for them to run into each other constantly in New York City and the same group of people, just like it's, I don't know. It's just like I have counted, 5, 10, 15, 20.
Marv and Harry run into the
I've-
same girl, and
Yeah,
I know
like
that. Yeah,
4
exactly.
times.
And then like the second time where like the whole thing like to
Like,
get away
grabs
from
her ass
them,
and shit,
like
yeah.
to like, oh, he did it. Like it's there's no freaking way.
But no, I've got like the clock incident that leads him to sleeping them, the airport running around, Kate screaming Kevin, the scary person who's that, the montage at the house, the food coma, the Angels with Filthy Souls #2, the Filthier Souls. I just have like all of this type of stuff, just repeated scenes and events and all of that are just like super similar. And like even I have the second Home Alone setup, kind of like the iconic climax scene where he like sets up the house, which is super convenient that his uncle who lived in France has a house that's renovating in New York.
I gotta mention this. What the hell was wrong with his uncle's house, dude? Like,
They were renovating it.
it was some
Wink.
issues, man.
there was a lot.
There was some
It's
issues.
a really involved renovation.
Yeah, they had like a sub-ground like dumpster with like a weird like designated trash chute that looks like it's been there for like 20 years.
Oh, he was able to somehow climb up that.
I know,
twice.
right? He's
Yeah.
got some of the upper body strength,
Right.
climbing up a tank, a little
mean,
thing like
They had
that.
scaffolding in there too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so. Yeah.
The like floor I think was missing. Like it was like
Oh yeah, there's like huge chunk. Yeah,
Yeah.
just a hole.
Random thought: which Final Destination does the guy get killed by a ladder?
Ooh.
Oh fuck! I
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that,
'cause
the
he
first or
slips- he
second?
slips back,
He's.
yeah.
I had like a thing where like, oh god, he's gonna die. I'm like, what movie? I'm like, oh, it's Final
It's- yeah, it has
Destination
to-
where
it's
somebody
one or
gets killed
two.
by a ladder. I was thinking when Harry like falls off the ladder in the
That'd be
second one.
amazing. Harry
I was
just
like,
gets impaled by the ladder.
credits.
Joe Pesci just, oh my god, Harry!
No, he's in 4 though, so it's
Ladder.
fine.
I think there might be 2.
I
Or is it
had
the
some-
first one?
Final Destination 5.
What?
No.
Oh no, that's falling onto his screen. Oh, Final Destination
People that
2.
are falling into the screen.
Yeah, I think it's the second one where the guy gets killed by a ladder.
That sounds right.
But yeah.
Something I totally forgot to mention. This was my favorite piece of trivia I found. So for the first one, in the airport scene where they're at the ticket counter and she's freaking out, I need to buy a ticket back.
Mm-hmm.
This is so weird. One of the producers, it was either a producer or like one of the camera like crew people, someone who was like super involved, swears that it proves that Elvis was still alive because he swears that one of the people behind that was like an actual background person, he thinks
Like an extra?
Yep, he thinks is actually Elvis, and he would have only been 55 years old in 1990. So it's actually plausible.
Well.
You saw that?
I saw that.
What?
Really?
Okay, so it's the first time when they first get to France and they're like trying to buy tickets back.
But that was actually filmed in Chicago.
Well, because all the airport scenes were filmed in the same location. Yep. I noticed that. I'm like, no matter what airport she's in, it's like the same thing. Just they changed the time of day. I'm just like, huh.
So yeah, obviously one of the producers is a believer in that conspiracy theory, but he also thinks his evidence is that some guy that walked by in the background he thinks looked like Elvis.
Okay, well.
I did read an article on this actually, surprisingly.
Okay.
There was a guy that they did confirm was the actual background actor. I'm trying to find it now.
Oh, so somebody confirmed that, that was me. I was in Chicago filming.
Yeah, there's like a picture of him now.
And the Elvis lookalike. What is he doing in Chicago? He should be in Vegas. Maybe he can't sing.
Where is it? Oh no.
Well, I guess to fill the gap there for a second.
This is the
what?
The guy that he's talking about, though.
That doesn't look like Elvis.
Nope. Totally does not.
Yeah, I don't. That's.
They're saying it looks like Elvis when Elvis looked like that. He had like a big old beard and shit.
Huh. All right. Well, that's random.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So how about all those traps? Because like first one they were pretty bad, but 100% Marv and Harry should be dead from the second one.
Oh yeah, they're
if they somehow
superheroes.
survived the first one, like okay, some of them you can kind of give them some credit, they would be fine, but in the second one they should be dead 100%.
Oh yeah, like even the electricity, he should be dead.
Yeah, the second he touched that, he beat.
Even though I love the gag of the skeleton there.
Right.
It's
like,
right.
And like, or like the
funny.
freaking all the tools falling on Harry's head. It's like that's like instant concussion, if not just death.
What sound is that? Oh, that was tools falling down the stairs.
Oh God.
But no, and the fire on the head that he goes and he puts his head in.
Oh yeah,
explosion.
he just like does a handstand into the toilet. I mean, like, bravo to like think like, but at the same time, it's like, just stunk your head.
He needed that visual flair. I mean, have you seen Harry? He is very much a showman on his thing.
Gary Grott.
Okay.
Not Elvis. Gary Grott. Good old Gary.
Well, I wasn't implying that I believed the theory.
No, I know. I know. I knew that I had seen that article, and I was like, fuck, I just got to know the name now.
Right.
Of the actual.
Because I knew that I could find that picture, so I was like, oh fuck, I just got to show him the picture.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted to share that I had in my notes was in Home Alone 2. This is something I found actually right before we started recording. Someone detailed Kevin's bill. His service bill where he orders all the junk food.
Mm-hmm.
So the total was $967.43. And the receipt says he ordered 2 chocolate cakes, 6 chocolate mousses with chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry ice cream topped with M&Ms, chocolate sprinkles, cherries, nuts, marshmallows, caramel syrup, chocolate syrup, strawberry syrup, whipped cream, and bananas, 6 custard flans, a pastry cart, 8 strawberry tarts, and 36 chocolate-covered strawberries.
Damn.
I'm vibing with that though.
Yeah.
Right?
Those strawberries.
I'm not gonna lie.
36
strawberries just really hit home.
I'd be fine with just getting that.
That kid weighs 45 pounds, and he probably ate 45 pounds worth of food.
You're right.
Hey, over 3 days.
And also, that's only about $1,000. How expensive would that be nowadays to order that much room service?
Right?
Dude, a lot.
Unreal.
A lot. Especially at that fucking hotel, bro. And the tip.
Oh, yeah, you can't forget the tip, dude.
The tip.
It's more where that's come from.
Oh, yeah. Really onto something, though, with the VCR like volume.
Like in the quality of sound,
the
like
quality of
Especially
sound,
back
definitely.
then.
Yeah.
It's like there's no way that they could think that that's really happening.
Fuck no. Especially like in the first one or the second one, like there's no way.
The only one that's more believable is when he sets off the fireworks to do the
Right.
gun.
Yeah.
Because that'll make a loud enough noise. But
yeah.
in the second one, he doesn't do any fireworks. He doesn't do anything.
Well, I guess he does the firework, but I guess not for that reason. 'Cause he
No,
doesn't
not
have
for
the
that
fire.
reason.
Yeah.
No. Like to show that's
To mimic
gunfire and stuff.
Yeah.
Because if there was an actual active shooter at the Plaza Hotel, like in that, they
Right.
you think they just go on with their scene about that like later on? They don't even go and investigate or anything. He gets away with it.
Right. They're like, no, it's good. We took care of it.
Just
Some of the continuity is just horrible.
you really have to just kind of turn off your mind and enjoy it, which you can if you're just watching it casually. But when you're sitting it with notes, it's like, oh god.
Yeah.
I always love the line that's the old guy saying, well, the dude with the machine gun or whatever in the fake movie, where he's like, I saw you kissing them, I saw you kissing.
Cliff or
Says
something like
Cliff.
that.
He says something's brother, something with the like shitty leg. Or
Oh, a
something.
Gimpy
Yeah.
Mo or something
Yeah.
like that. It's like, oh.
Gimpy.
And then they have the security guard up there. His name is Cliff, and he's like,
He's like, it's on me. I knew it.
That's funny. But it's like, get on your knees and tell me you love me. It's like, oh gosh, that's so.
I know, right?
That's so.
Give you another count of 10.
1, 2, 10. That's in both movies, right? He does that. Yeah. Gosh.
Both movies it works.
Freaking Tim Curry. I love you. Oh, it's so good.
But yeah, even though I do love a lot of the scenes in the second one, I do say if I had to watch one or the other, I'd probably put in the first one, just because I kind of like the more house vibe. I kind of just it was the one I watched more growing up, I'm assuming. So yeah. What's your big thing on 2 that you really like?
I like the I think it's just kind of all the hotel shit, honestly. Just the vibe of the New York stuff in the hotel things, having those extra actors was a little bit more fun for me. Like
Definitely
Tim
had
Curry
like
and
a
Rob
double the
Schneider
budget.
both.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you could kind of feel that. Like you
love
said,
the Toy
though,
Store.
it's pretty much just the same shit, just rehashed. So it's just one in a different setting. So I think that's where I'm kind of coming from. Like, I can't knock one at all. Like, one's the OG, one's probably more people's favorite. But I think this is one of the series where you could actually say 2 is almost equal to the original, if not, like, for some people like me, like, a little bit, like, more. But, like, definitely it holds its own.
Yeah.
You know.
It's even for how many times it repeats the first one, for it to still be where we're debating like which one's better and all that is kind of a testament to 2, that it is good enough to hold up on its own. That it's a copy, but it's still good.
Yeah.
I mean, they did enough with it differently and it aged all the jokes properly that it didn't feel like as an insane amount of rehash.
Yeah.
It's just that suspension of disbelief has to be stretched even further in order for you to have it go. And if you're okay with that, cool. Which is usually kids and parents that's
Families that are going to see it.
who would go see it would be able to go, all right, yeah.
I also feel like that time period had a little bit more of that too in their movies.
That's some more leniency.
Yeah.
Doing a little bit of research, I decided to watch some of the pitch meetings for these, and it's like
They're so good.
the airport security. It's the early '90s. It's not too bad. It's like, oh, vaguely ominous statements are terrible. It's like, oh yeah,
No
World Trade
idea.
Center 2.
yeah, something about that.
Right.
But like even one issue is on the first one. They're like, oh, we barely had time to get seats together, and then they book an entire flight back to Chicago like the next day for them all to get there in Christmas time. It's just like, how'd they all get there so fast? He spent so much money on flights in these 2 films to get the entire family together. That's
Right.
a lot for what, 14 people minus Kevin, so like 13. So it's a lot of money.
Speaking of the flights, I kind of got to be a little bit of a aviation nerd just to criticize it. They flew a 757-200 to France, which would not have the fuel range to make it transatlantic.
Really?
Yep.
So that plane couldn't even do that flight.
Nope. Just like in Lost, they used the 737 to somehow end up in Guam.
No way.
Yep.
Dude. Damn.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
That's crazy.
What? Okay, so question: what kind of plane would you have to take?
Around that time period, it would have been the 747, the classic, iconic.
Okay, so does that just have a bigger engine build?
That has
Bigger
4
body?
engines,
Oh,
with
okay.
larger fuel capacity.
Interesting. So you can actually go the length of the fucking ocean.
Transatlantic, yeah. I believe that also was when they were operating the Concorde. Was during that rare period of time.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's why they probably went down.
Is that
and
the one
lost
with the
car,
droop
ran out of
snoot?
fuel.
Yeah.
Yep. What's that?
Freaking the...
Snoot, it droops.
Oh, what?
You think that's why they went down and lost?
What do you mean?
They just
Oh,
ran
because
out
they
of
still
fuel.
fuel capacity. They're like, oh, we ran out.
They just took the wrong plane. No one told them. They just like ran out of fuel and they got
Right.
fucked, dude. Like, is that what happened?
That's
in
what
Lost?
happened. That's what happened.
Actually appreciate them more than the
That's why the plane split apart. That's what happens when you run
just
out
have
of
enough
gas.
fuel. That's not an important detail. No one's ever going to care about that.
Yeah.
Just
Like,
midair, the
actually-
plane just breaks and like, oh fuck, that's what happens when you run out of fuel.
Oh goodness.
I just had to throw in that little thing that always bugged me. Like
That just makes me wonder, like, how that... I feel like stuff like that happens, like, a fair amount.
there's
Like,
supposed to be people that research that
Exactly,
shit. That,
like-
like,
Yeah,
But you
Yeah.
also have to admit, a lot of the time when you're putting a movie together, you only have so much time for budgeting, and you might not be able to film in the actual thing you can. Hollywood might only have these
guess that's
films to
true.
go, and
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know, trying to think of a movie with a plane in the 90s, but none are coming to my head. I was going to make a joke. Say,
Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can is
Yep.
filming in the 747 today, so we got to use a 737.
Right.
I don't know, just stuff like that. So it could be just
Yeah,
like
the
there's not enough
limitations, yeah.
aviation nerds out there to where they can get this, and it's only for like 3 scenes.
Right.
So.
Well, yeah, the difference between, like, okay, you can make it accurate, but then the cost to do it like that, is it worth it for the movie? Because, yeah, that's a good point.
And to get everyone's schedule and all that jazz.
Yeah, so it's like, just do the wrong thing. Like, it's no one's going to care about it, and then we save the money.
The other one I love criticizing, just sorry to go on a tangent, vegetation. They screw up vegetation in so many movies and TV shows. Like, if you notice, like, if they're supposed to be in, like, a cold climate, like, they'll be in, like, Idaho or something, and you'll see, like, a fucking palm tree in the background. They do that in Napoleon Dynamite, famously. He throws the grapefruit. But they're supposed to be in Idaho. Idaho can't grow citrus.
that's
Huh.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of things are either filmed in Hollywood or like Vancouver or Georgia, so you just got.
The guy that made Napoleon Dynamite's from Arizona.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Explains why
No
it was
idea.
everywhere in middle school.
Yeah.
Right?
But yeah. So, Anthony, which one's your personal favorite, one or two?
I really like two.
Two?
Two's been my favorite for a bit. I think it's just because I was born in New York, so I think it's like part of that. Just like it's like it's like home. Because I was born there. I didn't live there for long, but then I visited so much, like from 9th grade to like the finishing or graduating high school. So it's like I can relate to it more. Like I've been to Central Park. It's like it's kind of like just bring me back to that, like the times that I have been there. So I like the vibe of it. I saw that.
Yeah. John, what's yours?
I'd go two.
You go with two?
Yep.
All right, I guess I'm the only guy picking one then.
Sorry, Nick.
That's all right. I knew I was going to be fighting an uphill battle. That's why I didn't know how hard we'd get into this.
That was
But,
such a gentle debate.
I know, right? Well, it wasn't really a debate. It was just more of an opinion. And as I said, they're both really good. It's like,
Oh,
do you
yeah.
like chocolate or vanilla?
Yeah.
Neither of them are objectively better. It's just which one do you prefer?
That's very true.
Pretty much.
Yeah. it's a real good starter. So, but yeah, I listed out like all the repeated scenes in case I have to get into a real fight.
I do have to say, I really like how in the first one I did he did the full scene of like pretend like the family's there. Like I
Yeah.
liked how like overly elaborate that was, but it was fairly convincing.
cutouts
Well,
and
the
shit.
pulley system and everything, and
Dude,
like with the train.
He
going
needs to grow up
around.
to be an engineer, like Kevin
Yeah,
McAllister,
right,
yeah.
which makes Home Alone 4 hurt even more. Because
What's that?
Kevin McAllister's in it. It's
No,
terrible.
What
Is he
movie
really?
did you say?
Home. Oh, sorry.
There's only two of them.
Yeah, there's only
right?
two.
You're right.
But can I say a quick thing before we like finish up here?
Yeah.
He doesn't get to eat his mac and cheese. He spends all that time. He buys it. He gets it cooked. He's got a fork and a knife ready to go. He doesn't get to eat it. At the end of the first one, I'm like, dude, that makes me mad. He spends the time, he microwaves it. He gets it all ready. He says like grace and everything, and then it's time to go. He doesn't get to eat his mac and cheese.
That is a crime. You're
That's
right.
heartbreaking, dude.
bothers me every time I watch it. I'm like, could have just cooked it a minute earlier. Would have been able to eat it.
What work? Can you imagine that?
No. That's heartbreaking.
You come home. You see a cold bowl of macaroni. Your stomach's growling. You feel defeated. You say, do I take a bite or has it been too long?
Well, at that point, he's got to deal with cleaning up the entire house.
Right.
The entire house is trash at that
Probably
point.
ate it while he was cleaning.
Yeah.
Just
You
one
reheat
bite.
it?
Wipe. One
I
bite.
mean, that's got dairy product in it, maybe. You might have used a little bit of milk to soften it up like I do.
Well, it was like Stouffer's or it was microwave, so.
That's true. Maybe a little water instead.
I don't know.
Ugh.
But that is just something that I bothers me every time I watch it. It's just a little fun fact. Yeah.
I like that. One last thing I wanted to note. Have you guys seen or are aware of either British Top Gear or the Grand Sewer?
Yeah.
Okay, one of the hosts on there looks identical to the Pigeon Lady, and it's always cracked me up. For
I
like,
get that.
I know
I
who you're
get that.
talking about.
The main dude, right?
Nope,
Or-
James May,
James. Yeah.
the dude with the long gray hair.
Oh, long gray. Okay, yeah.
Looks identical to the Pigeon Lady, and that always made me and Noshino laugh, and I had to share that because talking about Home Alone for a whole episode, so
Turtle Dove.
right.
Dude, there was I think it was a guy actually in Hawaii. A couple times I was taking my mom to work, because it was like within like or inside like Waikiki. There was a dude that was like literally the Pigeon Lady. It was just a guy.
Oh,
And I
man.
saw him probably like every other day. I just couldn't even believe it. It was surreal to the point to where like I even had to ask my mom like, is he actually there? Like, have you seen him too?
Beach pigeon.
It wasn't
man?
even. It was like on the way like into the city area, so it was like out. Like it wasn't even by the beach. It was just like on the way like into like the center of Waikiki. And it was like the weirdest thing. Cause the first time I saw him, I did like probably a quadruple take. I'm like, is this real? Like, am I seeing this? And then the next day I saw him again, and then asked my mom about it. Like, yeah, like he's like a known guy like around the area. It's like Home Alone. Like, yeah, kind of. I'm like, what? That was real.
I have a guy that I saw in San Diego every time I would go out there. He was his nickname was Slow-Mo, and he was a guy that would ride around on the beach in roller skates and a Speedo, and he would ride like he was in slow motion, dude. But he would be moving in real time, but his body would be like slow motion. It was fucking weird. But he's in a Speedo. And me and my family would eat at like the Joe's Crab Shack, and you could like see him just going by.
Where is that Joe's Crab Shack?
I mean, it's. I think it's the only one in San Diego, like off the beach. It's by the beach cottages.
Seaport Village.
Kind of over by that area.
Because I've heard so many people mention that.
Slow-mo.
I wish. No, the Joe's Crab Shack over there.
Oh yeah.
Do they pull it like something from the ocean, or do they keep the crabs in there or something?
Like, do you mean like when you order crab, are you getting fresh water crab?
That's what I've heard.
I can't say for sure. I haven't been in a while, but I think so.
It's just the second time in my life like that's come to mind, and I'm like, where is this? I need to know. Like,
I like it. I go every time I go.
I want to go. I want to go.
I'll take
All
you.
right.
All right.
We'll
go
do an
see
episode
Slow-Mo?
there. Yeah, we'll go. Dude, I think he's dead.
Oh no.
No.
Really, dude.
That's worse than the mac and cheese that Kevin likes.
I know, right? That's way worse. That's real.
No.
I wasn't ready for it. I just
I
heard
didn't
about
want
him.
to have to break that one, but
Right.
Right.
All right. I think that's about it for our Home Alone special here.
we can't end it on dead slow-mo, dog. What in the fuck, man? No, we have to bring that shit up one more time.
How about that? Wasn't there was a guy that was like did a similar thing here though? Like,
Oh,
it was,
Disney.
like, over by like
Mesa.
Yeah.
You're gonna
I
lead
saw-
with more sad shit, dude. What the fuck?
not
We're supposed to
sad.
go the other
He's
way.
still alive.
No,
No,
Disney's dead,
he's
dude.
dead, dude. You're
Yeah.
you're going
Yeah.
the wrong
Yeah,
way.
they were gonna build a statue
You're going
about
the
him, but it
wrong
got canceled.
way.
Yeah.
I really didn't know about that.
I'm going way the wrong way. I'm going like fast forward backwards.
We have beautiful Home Alone cookies, everybody.
Right.
They remodeled that Denny's.
Home
that
Alone
Denny's
2 is
that you
better
gotta
than
stand
Home
in front
Alone
of.
1.
We got the cookies. We got the themed
Hey.
beers. We have Brandon's spitting facts. Hold on, 2 for life.
I think we can all appreciate the turtle dove lady and the hash slinging slasher from the first one, though.
Yep.
They really brought the emotional impact to the movies.
Sure.
Just like
Slasher.
Dizzy and Slow-Mo did to our
To our region.
Yeah, to our regions.
Real talk.
Gosh.
Yeah. R.I.P. Real legends.
Yeah.
I think that's it for the home loans.
All right, this one's for slow-mo.
Raise a glass or an empty glass. You chug that thing.
Slow-mo and
Just
dizzy.
slow-mo.
Pour one out for the boys.
Right.
Thanks everyone for listening.
Thank you.
Later.
You guys didn't know he died?
No, I had no
I
idea.
can't believe you guys didn't know.
I really
he died,
didn't know.
dude.
That's why I wanted to bring him on. I could have done it still alive.
Oh. No, I'm sorry, Anthony.
So
he's dead, man.
All right, boys. Good news. Slow-mo's still alive. I redact my information. Dizzy is still dead, but Slow-mo is alive. So we're half winning the battle here. I just needed to correct myself. I couldn't leave off on that note. He is 77. His name is John. He's sitting next to me. Just kidding. No, but for real, his name is John. He was a retired doctor, but he is still on the boardwalk of San Diego, skating it up, rollerblading in slow motion. I think we got to go eat at Joe's Crab Shack this year. Right? We're gonna see Joe or John. We're gonna see John at Joe's. We're gonna get him on the podcast. We're gonna do an episode out in San Diego. That's a promise. San Diego. We're gonna see Slow Mo in San Diego live at John's Crab Shack. That's a promise. 2021. We're gonna keep it. All right.